because she needed the money. And so it was like a light bulb went off in my head, and it was like, man, if I help my friend make money so that she can cut back her hours and be a mom, not only will it help her, but it'll help me. And that was like when my light bulb went off, because being in social services, you just have a heart to help people. And that's what I loved. I loved helping people, even though at my job, I was really just putting a Band-Aid on people because you really weren't helping them. A lot of them are repeat offenders. They go in and out the system. Like, it's not really a fix-all. So that was like my moment, because I was like, I don't have to be left out. And so from there, I kind of like took off, and I went diamond. In April of 2014, I got that $10,000 good bonus. Oh, it was awesome, because it actually ended in March, and Mark extended it 1 month, and I was able to get it. So that was big for me, because at that moment, my husband, who was my fiance then, we were planning a wedding. And so to have an extra salary coming into our household was a big deal with planning the wedding. Now, what's crazy is the next month, I actually got fired. Well, no, the next month my car broke down. So if you know, in social services, you don't have a car, you don't have a job. So that was big for me, because as a single mom, I never had a savings account. I don't know if there's any single moms on here, but all my money goes to all bills. And so I had money for the first time in my savings account where I was able to go get a car, and I didn't have to figure out who's going to help me, or what am I going to do? Am I going to get fired from my job? That was a big deal for me. And I also had the extra income coming in to where I could make a payment. So it wasn't a stressful situation. Now, the month after that, I got fired from my job. It's crazy. When I say that at parties, people look at me like blank face. Like, it's so funny. But I think it was just in God's plan. They knew I was headed out the door, because I was leaving as soon as I went double diamond. I wanted to be very honest and open about that, because I did deal with kids who had mental health problems on an array of ages. And so I didn't want to just leave like that. And I don't think the head boss liked that. Whatever. Now, my husband wasn't too happy about that, because we were planning a wedding, but we did get married in September of 2014. We had a budget of $15,000. Really didn't know where that was coming from, but we ended up doubling that budget, and we have absolutely no debt from our wedding. And it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for It Works. Like, seriously, I went $1,500 over on my dress for the wedding, and actually 2 dresses. And I paid for it all with fast starts. Like, I legit signed 15 people that month, and fast started every single last one. Like, it was not a game. I knew I had the ability to change my life, and I was in control, and so I controlled it. So keep that in mind. But fast forward past that, in January of 2015, went to conference again for the second time. That was when Mark doubled the bonuses. Blew our minds, like completely blew our minds. So we came back from conference pumped up. In 2 weeks, I came home from conference, and I went double diamond and got that $30,000 bonus. Like, legit needed about 6-7 people still when I came home from conference, and we ran and we did it. And it was last moment, but we made it happen. The next month, the bonuses were good until March. So in February, my husband went diamond. He got the $20,000 bonus. And then in March, my husband went double diamond and got the $30,000, and then I went triple diamond and got the $50,000. So we were literally promoting every single month. It was insane. Like, I had to be Jesus, because I don't know how we had momentum like that, but it was crazy. And then right after that is when I was named a top 150 earner, and that like blew my mind, because I was a triple diamond. I wasn't even presidential. I didn't even have all the luxuries that everybody else in the room had, but I was a top earner. And so I was invited to the cruise the first time as a top earner. It was kind of crazy, surreal kind of, but fast forward past that, I actually went presidential in October of 2015. I got another $50,000 bonus. And then in March of the next year, my husband went triple diamond. He got the $50,000 bonus, and then he went presidential in April of 2016. So we're both presidential diamonds. I will tell you guys this, like, the biggest thing for me was after I went double diamond was kind of like key for me, because I went double diamond with 2 people going diamond, and they were personally enrolled. And so my check was not a normal double diamond check. Like, my check was about $8,000-$9,000. And so that like blew my mind, because to be somebody who's just used to having enough to get by, and then having way over that and being able to not worry about things was like the biggest blessing on the planet. In that summer, after I went triple diamond, my dad passed away, and my dad lived up in the DC, Virginia area. And to not have to worry about calling the boss and saying, hey, can I grieve today because I'm not feeling it? Or who's going to pay for our plane tickets? 3 plane tickets, my husband and my son. Who's going to pay for our hotel room? What's the rental? Like, how are we going to live? How are we going to eat when we get there? Like, it just gave me the ability to live life, right? Because life is going to happen, but It Works gives you the ability to live life. And so, yeah. And then now we actually move into our house tomorrow. It's crazy. I'm excited. We built our dream home. My husband and I are both underneath 30 years old. I always knew we would get a home with It Works, but I did not imagine at this magnitude. And so we're building a $500,000 house, and we move in tomorrow. It's exciting. It Works has done so much. I don't even know how to explain it. But when I was named 43, I think, 43, won last week, kind of like I was 62 at conference. And so it kind of like just took me. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at all. So, man, you just keep working hard. And that's the biggest thing for me. Cammie asked me, what was my biggest aha moment at Grand Rapids? And my biggest aha moment was that I thought things were bad, like legit. Like things were not. I've been trying to go Ambassador Diamond. I've been going Ambassador Diamond every month for about 2 years now. And so a year and a half. And so it gets frustrating, right? When you're trying to reach these promotions and you think you're not doing well, you're completing your steps, but just things aren't working out the way you want it to. But I was constantly helping other people, like consistently. My goal has never changed from helping other people. So even though I can't hit my rank, does not mean, or it's not time for me to hit my rank, because I can. But I still have the opportunity to help other people. And that was always my goal and always has been my goal. And as a result of that, it's how I am number 43 as a presidential diamond. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Rachel, you said so many incredible things. Okay. First of all, man, I was taking some notes of things that stood out. But so first, you found It Works by going to a wrap party.
Yep.
I love that. Imagine who hosted that wrap party and signed up somebody that didn't even necessarily even think she was going to do the business, and it becomes this presidential diamond, tippy top income earner. So
she quit.
You never know.
So, just FYI.
No, go ahead.
She quit.
And she quit. I mean, so you don't know what you have. I mean, so that's just, did you say you guys were good friends or just
Yeah, we still see her. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm convinced she still runs the auto ship, but I don't know,
Yeah. Okay. So, but from a wrap party, and then you're somebody with educated, master's degree, had this career path, but then realized you still saw the potential and It Works, that it could give you more. Now, what I want to hit on is, so for a while you were working full time, a single mom, and running your business.
Well, on top of that, like I was doing hair on the side because that was my side hustle. And when I say hair, like I was braiding hair. And so I would be doing hair for 8 hours at a time. And I mean, like back to back, like if I needed money, like I would spend my whole weekend doing hair. My son was also in sports. And so parents who have kids in sports, we understand how that is. And then I also had duties at church. So life was busy, and I had a boyfriend, you got to squeeze them in somewhere.
Yeah, and you had a boyfriend. Thank goodness you did, since it became husband. So when people say, they don't have time, you obviously made the time to work the business. How did you do that? When you signed up, so we heard, I mean, you've done incredible. You've been in the business for about 4 years?
It'll be 4 years next month. Yeah.
Oh, 4 years next month. Okay. So almost 4 years. But so when you started, you had this full plate. What did you do to start growing your business? How were you able to do it while working? Tell us that. Like, tell us those secrets of how you, went diamond and, then went double.
So my business became like high on my priority list. Like it was very high. Like it was, I saw it as my way out. I don't know how, like I'm red. And so if you can make $15,000 a month, I knew I could make some money. Like there was no way. And then what got us going was the Rap Cash, because that was fast on hand money. And so it was just it was really important. And so I would come home, and I worked in social services, so I had to do notes when I came home. I would do my notes, and then I would go and do something in eSuite, or I would hop on somebody's call. I would be doing hair and I would be listening to a call. So I would be giving my son a bath and I would be listening to a call. I would always knock out my work and sometimes not knock out my work for work. And then I would plug into It Works. Like, it was always a priority. And then I was always trying to figure out what it was I needed to do. And then I was applying it. So if I needed to do rep appointments, I did rep appointment. It's just how bad do you want it, for real? Like, that's really all it is to it, because I would go, my son, he went to a private school and you couldn't drop him off until 7:30. And I had to be at work, I think by 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe, I don't remember. But I would drop him off. I would be at the door to drop him off at 7:30, and I would go to a wrap appointment, and I would wrap people on my way into work. So if they were okay with me coming by early to wrap them, I would wrap them on my way into work. And then I would harass them. Like, I would getting their pictures was so important to me, so I could show people that my customers were getting results. I became obsessed with it. I became obsessed with, being successful. And then on top of that, I wanted to help other people. And when I talked about the business, you just knew I was going to be a millionaire. Like, I was so excited. Nobody could dampen my spirit on where I was going. And so people were so excited and didn't even understand why they were excited, because I was excited. And so they wanted to join me. They were like, look, if she's going to be a millionaire, let me go with her. And so I would have people join on that strength because they believe my words and what I said I was going to do. But then I've always been a person that if I said I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it whether you're doing it or not. So I think it was just a part of who I am, and that I saw the potential to change my life. I was tired of living the way I was living anyway. It wasn't cool. Like, it wasn't.
So you were just determined. So when it came to building your business, you talk about wrap appointments. So you sign up, and is one of the first thing you're doing, are you posted on social media? Are you calling people to see if they want to wrap? How are you getting those people when you first started?
So my husband and I, it's crazy. We used to do a competition because, of course, we were dating back then. He knew my son was my number one priority. And so, of course, paying his tuition was like the big shebang. Like, that was the number one priority, like the reason why I was in the business. And so we would have a competition. Like, he would take catalogs and blitz cards to work. And he would ask the ladies at work, like, if they wanted to wrap, ask the guy, actually wrap the guy at his job too. And then I would come up to his job because I was a case manager. I kind of went all around the city. And so if I had an appointment near there, or I had a little break, I would come by the detention center and I would wrap them in the bathroom. And then for me, I would just talk to everybody about it. Like, they're $25. Like, you have to try this. And so it was word of mouth, and then also posting on social media. But a lot of it was me asking people if they wanted to wrap. Just asking. And I did a lot of
asked.
Yeah,
and
I asked.
And then would that get you wrap parties? How would you get home parties then?
You know what? Like, I did 2 personal parties, and then my third and fourth, because I tried it twice, didn't work. Nobody came, actually. And then I would ask friends for parties. So
you'd ask friends for parties.
And if not parties, it was more so like wrap appointments. So if you wrap, like, you got any other friends that want to wrap, things like that. So it was kind of just like the small party-ish. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you would then turn them into a customer or a distributor?
Absolutely. Like, I think I was better back then at closing in terms of that, because I was more, I don't want to say desperate, but just more on top of it. And so when I wrapped them, it was automatic. Okay, after we follow up, whether it's in 3 days or right away, you're going to need to be set up for once you get the results from this wrap. So whether it's the greens or getting another box, so that after you finish your 72 hours, your next box will be there, so you'll be able to wrap again. So I was really keen on completing my steps. It was a big deal.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, so then what has changed for you now, Rachel? So you're still busy, obviously doing incredible. You're still enrolling 4 years in. How are you now growing your business?
The same way.
Same way.
Same way. The only difference for me now is that I've been so consistent that it's not as difficult as before. You just have to learn the whole planning and harvesting, like, is real. And if you're not consistently planning, you don't have anything to harvest. And I don't think people understand that. But there are things that I planted 4 years ago that are just now growing. And so if you consistently plant for 4 years, you have a lot of things that you've been able to water over the last 4 years, and they're growing. And sometimes, I could meet somebody tomorrow and they'll sign up right away. But then if they don't, it's okay. I understand that's a seed. So the exact same thing. Look at personal parties, and then of course helping the people on my team grasp what it is that they need to do in order to be successful. But my business always comes first, and that's something I always try to make very clear to them, is that my business is the most important because everybody started with a why, and we started this business for ourselves. No, we're not by ourselves, but my why is important. And even if you decide you're not going, I still have to feed my family. And so my steps are important. So yeah.
I love that. And then one thing I love is it seems like you and your husband really do a lot of this, like to get, like he was out there at the beginning, tell me about like his role. What does he do that helps with this business?
So now it's kind of different. I think before, because he was working, but he doesn't work now. So he does he does AAU basketball. So he'll talk to the coaches. We actually have one coach who wants to join him and his wife because they can't believe that he's able to. I think now it's more so we can't believe you guys live this life. Maybe they thought we were joking, and so they're trying to figure out how he doesn't have another job and he just does AAU basketball because they know they can't pay the bills. And they're sitting there with 2 or 3 jobs and they're like, okay, maybe I should dive into this. But he does a lot of the background stuff. So when it comes to eSuite, because I don't have, first of all, when your team grows, you can't go in eSuite and see 2 things and know that that's all you're going to see for the rest of the day. And so he helps me stay on top of things in terms of eSuite so we don't miss out on cabs. And so people make sure that they have auto ship set up, and he'll just send me messages and then I reach out personally to people.
Okay, so I know you're always enrolling someone. So if you enroll a new distributor, what are the first few things you do to get them going? Like what are, a newbie joins your team? Because we have some newbies on this, so I'd love for them to hear some of those first things. And if they're signing someone, what do you suggest are those first few steps?
So the first thing that I do is I have them log into eSuite and I have them fill out that tax form and get off commission hold. I always tell them you can't get paid if you don't fill it out. And so that kind of gets the fire underneath them. And they're like, okay, let me go fill this form out so I can get paid. Then I have them send me their why. I have a video that I send them that I made a while back because I was struggling with people in their whys and them not being deep enough. And I always tell uplines, if your downline or your personally enrolled does not have a strong why, it's your fault because you didn't push them to dig deep enough to get one. And if you allow them to walk around with a why that's not strong enough, you are literally setting them up for failure because they're going to quit because they don't have any ammunition to keep them going. And so that's the first thing. And I'm okay with saying, hey, might need to dig a little deeper because if Aunt Susie says you suck, I don't know that this is going to make you keep going. So I'm okay with saying that because I'm confident in my ability. And I also know what is needed in order for you to get to where I'm at. So that's first. And then after that, we kind of dive into their hundreds list. And I have them do their first post. And then I have them start reaching out to family and friends to lock out those 4 loyal customers right away. If I can get them to understand the small things and the importance of the small things, then they understand the bigger picture eventually. And then also setting their party. Wrap parties are, they're not a question. You have to do a wrap party because I do it anyway and you just get the people there. So the wrap parties are non-negotiable when it comes to me, unless you don't live here and I can't force you to have one. And then I'm trying to make you do one online, but it's kind of different when you're not touchable. So those are the biggest things that we start off with. That's really, yeah.
I love that. You get them. I love that about the strong why, because it's true. There's going to be things. I mean, I had someone post something, like a family friend post something negative under one of my posts today, and I deleted it, but it's like, you're going to have haters. That's just unfortunately life,
Yeah.
And if you don't have that strong why, you get your feelings hurt, you have a dry season, you're going to quit. So I love that. I love the strong why. And then, going right into the hundreds list and getting those customers, those first customers. So what about this, Rachel? When when you have a distributor or maybe yourself, have you ever found yourself in like a funk? And then how did you overcome that?
Yeah, so I think everybody has the ability to get into a funk. I think for me, my surroundings is what allows me to not be in a funk. And then I'm very big on being an example and always being able to be the person that tells you to do what I do. And so I can't not be available for my team. I mean, unless I'm just taking a moment, but not like a whole day where I'm just not dealing with anybody or I'm just not posting. The reason being is because, well, one, my thing is this business makes me happy. And so I always say that God knows exactly what you need when you need it. And God knows I love rep appointments. Like, it's crazy. They make me happy. I love seeing people get results. And so I'll go out and I will blitz. And it's just so crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but like, I like rap people on the spot a lot. And so I'll blitz and then it'll be a bad day and you won't want to blitz, but that one blitz will lead to a rap appointment. And not only do now I have $25 in my pocket, but now I get to be excited about seeing somebody's results. So whether it's personal development, spiritual development, for me, I always tell people, my team, like, you have to build your wall in the morning. And what does that mean? This is crazy. Try to hang with me here. Does anybody on here, do your kids play Plants versus Zombies? Anybody? No? Okay, yes, one person. So let me tell you. So Plants versus Zombies. So there are, please hang with me because this might be a lot. So Plants versus Zombies, there's like a brain and the zombies are trying to get to the brain. And so you have to build up an army of things that are they're like plants that are going to shoot and kill the zombies so they can't get to your brain. And so there are these walnuts that you can put down and they bite into the walnut while the other plants are shooting the zombie to kill it so it can't get through. Now, the walnuts, they start off whole and the zombie eats at it, right? So if you do not build a wall in the morning, there is nothing for the day or whatever is going to come your way to eat at. They're going to be able to just come straight through and get your brain. And so you have to build your wall in the morning. And so my spiritual development is like very important because if not, I won't build a wall and anybody can get me. Something is going to happen in your day. Like, I'm telling you, there is no way that your day is going to be perfect every single day. And so if you start your day with God and you build that wall, they're going to have time to shoot that ammunition so you can kill off whatever is coming your way so it can't get to you. So that is, I mean, yes, everybody's going to have a funk day, but God can get you through whatever. And at the end of the day, nothing that happens to us isn't in his plan anyway. So whether you have somebody that you need to talk to, I know I have a friend who was dealing with a lot, and to see her, the way she was posting, I was like, oh my God. And I knew exactly what she was going through. And it was like, man, like her posts were so consistent and they were not on every post. So it wasn't like it was a system that was running them out. It was like, oh my gosh, like I have no excuse not to post and be consistent because at the end of the day, I have a blessing that I'm giving to other people anyway. And it's not about me anyway. So I need to be doing what I need to be doing. So, and it'll help me in the long run anyway. So yeah, I hope that wasn't too much.
No, that was good. I was unmuting it because my dog's loud. No, I love that. I love that. And I think
crazy analogy, I know.
Self-development, that spiritual development. And
yeah.
I mean, I like the zombie. You have to have your wall so the zombie can't just get your brain. That is good.
That's what we do during our time. So clearly you guys know Plants versus Zombies.
No, I love that. And I think one thing that I keep noticing, Rachel, about you is like, you're like, I love getting the rap on people because I love seeing results. And I know there's been times like where sometimes you kind of get maybe caught up just like posting or, maybe you're doing stuff with your team, but you're not actually out there rapping people. And it's true. Whenever I rap somebody, it's exciting, whether it's a potential that's interested in the business or you are at a rap party when you get the rap and or maybe someone signs up online and they have their first rap and you put their picture side by side and they're excited because they had results. That is exciting. Yes. And I think maybe one of the best things, if you're ever in a funk, go get the rap on someone and it gets you out because you're like, they do work, or rap yourself. I mean, but And you're like, wow, okay, there was a couple questions that I had saw. Okay. So what's something you say when you're blitzing someone and then you end up wrapping them on the spot? Yeah. Like, how would that conversation kind of go?
So a lot of, let me try to think. No, actually, it's been different people. As I say, it's normally always like receptionist or waitress, but I actually wrapped a Walmart clerk. She actually went on break and I wrapped her. So it's really just, can I give you a coupon and you allow them to look at it? You know, you do your whole Pam Souter thing. You let them look at it and I ask, have they ever heard of it before? Even if they say yes, I still explain what it does or what it is. So I use the card. I say, all my stuff is packed up, so I don't have one. I just say it's a cream infused cloth you place anywhere on your body from the neck down, and then I take it out their hand and literally flip it over because they're gonna release it and open it, and then I explain what it does by using the card, and then I say, have you ever wait, hold on, so. And then I'll let them look at it, and I said they're only $25 to try, and it takes me like 5 seconds to wrap you. And then from there, I base it off of what they say. So if they be like, oh, okay, depends. It really just depends on what they say.
Yeah.
I'm like the rebuttal queen. And so
Yeah.
I might show them my picture. Like I'll show them my picture from the first time I ever tried it. And they're like, oh my gosh. It's like, yeah, like you should let me wrap you. Like it takes 5 seconds. So you should.
I love that.
Like,
yeah, you should let me wrap you. And they're like, I mean, who doesn't want it? Okay.
It's not 5 seconds. But it's like, you know, it's not long.
No, I love that. And then, okay, so say they go to the bathroom, they let you wrap. Someone just put, how do you convert them to an LC after blitzing?
So you should be carrying around, hopefully, a catalog in your purse. And so if you have even if you don't, you can just explain that, you know, one wrap is 25, but you can get 4 for 59. And you're going to want to wrap again because 1 is a treat, 4 is a treatment. And so, of course, you're going to see results 9 times out of 10. However, you're going to want to wrap again to maximize your results. So did you want to go ahead and get the 4 for 59? Because I'll give you my price, you know? So just make it about them. It's really just like, can you make it about them? I know, yeah, I'm just thinking about the last appointment that I actually turned her right into a loyal customer because she knew she was going to have to wrap again because I made it very clear 1 is a treat. Now, when I book wrap appointments, I rather get the loyal customer. I love the wrap cash. But I'll explain to them, if you're going to go ahead and give me your 25, let's go ahead and get you the 4 for 59, and I'll still wrap you when your wraps come in for free because I want them to get the better deal. But if you want to go ahead and give me your $25, I will take it, and then we can talk about doing the 4 for 59.
I love that. And I think that's so good because it's true. I think I had someone, you know, today tell me, I just feel like when I tell them, you know, about the loyal customer thing, it scares them. And I'm like, well, then you're explaining it wrong. Because what we offer is a crazy deal. We give people a price.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm not going to lie. When I first started, like, the whole auto ship thing, because I hated auto ships, because only people who hate auto ships are broke people. Like, legit. I'm not lying. Broke people hate auto ships. And so I hated auto ships because I knew I was going to forget about it, and then it was going to come out, and I wasn't going to have any money. And so it's funny. But how I explain it is that it's a 90-day challenge, at least a 90-day challenge, because people are very inconsistent when it comes to health and wellness. And so people are like, oh, you're right. It's like, so it makes you have to be consistent for at least 3 months. And so that kind of, they're like, oh, okay. And then you go into the whole, like, you can change your account. You have full control. I tell them, if you really want me to control it, I will. I put it on them to say, when you get the email, text me, I'll change it, you know. And so my loyal customers have become self-sufficient in that. They might not necessarily go in and change it, which they don't have to, because now we can just go to eSuite and change it for them. But I do get them to pay attention, so I know that they're actually using their product and they're paying, like, they're not saying, well, I'm going to just get wraps for 90 days. Let's try the greens this month. You know, actually having verbiage and conversation with your loyal customers.
I love that. Okay, someone said, what about if you wrap someone and they don't want to become a loyal customer? Is there anything you do? Do you follow up, or, you know, what is it like?
Yeah, if they don't want to become a loyal customer in that moment, that's when I start harassing for pictures every single day. It's crazy because my husband will actually remind me. He'll be like, hey, did you text such and such and tell them to drink their water? Because that's big. You know, if they don't drink their water, they're not going to see results. And so I'll first thing in the morning, especially if I do a wrap party, let's say I do a wrap party and wrap 10 people, that next morning I will say, hey, good morning. Go ahead and take a moment and send me your pictures so I can do you a side-by-side collage. And don't forget your water today. You're going to try to get in at least half your body weight in ounces. And then I'm excited to see your pictures later on tonight. You know what I'm saying? So you have to set it up to where you are communicating with them every single day. I don't say, hey, just send me your 72-hour pic. I want you to see, the progressive results. So every day I'm going to make the collage. I'm going to take my time so that you can see how the wrap is progressively working. And then the 72 hours, we're going to talk about it again.
I love that. Okay, so what about, we'll close it up. I'll just ask you two more things. In your business, so I know one aha, moment definitely has to have been recently, seeing where you're at, but do you have like an aha that stood out where there was something that happened that was just really like, wow, or I don't know, something that, I'm sure there's been a lot of those, or you heard something that really stuck with you and it was like a business changer?
I know my number one first aha moment ever was my friend, whose son was autistic. Well, I keep saying was. Maybe God's about to heal him from that. That was my biggest ever, because I realized that this business is only just helping other people. That's it. And if you can help other people, I can legit change my life. And that just changed everything for me, because, when it comes to, when people say, is this sales and things like that, it's not. I don't have any experience in sales, not a sales bone in my body, but I do love helping other people. And I'm very confident in my ability to help other people. And then I'm confident in the product and what we have in our hands. So that was my first aha moment. I'm trying to think. Gosh, I have so many. Another big one for me was just, being able to retire my husband was a big deal for me, because, every rank you go, you need to create a new why. I don't know if you guys have heard that before, but if you don't create a new why, you'll still operate in the same way that you were before, and it'll keep you at the same rank instead of pushing you to the next one. So wow. I remember after I went double diamond, it was crazy. After I went triple, we were bringing in probably about $20,000 a month, and my husband, bless his heart, was working 3 jobs for no reason. For real. I don't know if it was a man thing, but he was working 3 jobs, and it irked my soul, because it was I am busting my butt so hard to bring in this money so that we can be a full-time family, and you are having a male complex situation. And so from retiring him on my dream board and then making it happen, and then now, a year and a half later, being able to hang out with my best friend and not living a life that everybody else lives, where they never see their spouse and they have to set date night. And that's probably one of the biggest blessings ever.
I love that.
One more.
Yeah, girl.
Another one for me, a big one for me, was my tithes and being able to give to my church. I remember the first time my tithes was 4 figures. Yeah, that blew my mind, to be able to pay somebody's salary in tithes, and understanding what that was doing, not only for my life, but just in obedience, and being able to give over, being able to help our moms. Both of our moms are single moms. And so being able to be for them what they were for us. Oh man, it's just so much.
I love it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, no, that's so good. And I think one of the best things I even took is, I've never even thought about that. I know I've said before, sometimes your why changes, but it shouldn't be sometimes it changes. It's true. It does need to change for each drink, and sometimes we're scared to even dream or think of big things, but we have to, and even if it is scary. So what would you say to somebody that's, really, pushing for a rank, or, trying to, promote, or trying to reach a goal this month? What would be an advice or tip you give? My
biggest piece of advice is personalize your promotion. So
Okay.
your promotion is your promotion. And yes, we have a team that helps us get there. But at the end of the day, you are the one promoting. And the way that you promote is by helping every single, it's crazy how it works, right? Because when it comes to the chart, you are the last person to promote. And so you have to ensure that everybody is hitting their ranks on the way up. So you have to be proactive. And so that means right now you should have a chart out already, and you should be going through, and you should go through Tree Viewer and see what loyal customer orders are running under that box. Is this too much? Cause yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
How much volume is still needed? So for example, if they have 5 auto ships that already have ran under that leg and 2 more run, go ahead and add that to it. Just know it might decline. And then if that person is running an auto ship, you can add that to it. And then that'll tell you how much volume that box is needed. You should be on top of all that. You shouldn't just wait until the 25th until all auto ships run and then be like, okay, this is what I need. Because if so, then you'll know, okay, this person needs 2 systems. So let's work on some scripts for some systems. And then when they have those 2 systems, if their auto ships don't decline, then they're done. And so you have less things to worry about. One thing I always tell my team is your front line first. So if you know you have boxes in your front line that aren't really functioning, fill your front line first. And if you teach your team to do the exact same thing, everybody will take care of their front line, and you won't be left with all these empty boxes that are at 0 at the end of the month, you know?
Oh, I love that.
So yeah.
I love that. Having that roadmap, knowing what you need to reach. So it's like if someone just joined, even if you're brand new on here, you know that the first thing is those 4 loyal customers, you know, and then next promoting to executive, those 2 distributors, signing up 2 distributors and them each getting to 400, you know, in group volume. So you go executive, or maybe you're pushing for diamond or whatever. I love that.
And you don't stop. I think that's my biggest thing, you know.
Yeah.
If everybody on your team taps out, who cares? You finish. When I went diamond, I did a party specifically for a box I knew was dead. So if I did not stack that box, I knew that I had to fill that volume myself. And so book a party and use that party to fill that box. And if you need to, at that party, book another party to fill another box. You just have to be really on top of it and understand that at the end of the day, it is your promotion. And if, you know, you have to take ownership in that. And sometimes it sucks. I get it. But as you continue to keep going, you know, the people who really want this, it'll inspire them. It really will.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, someone asked, and then I have one more thing. I don't want to forget to ask you because I've heard you mention this before. But someone said, what's the way you feel like you sell the system? I love that instead of saying you need X amount of BV for somebody, you said they need 2 more systems. You need 2 more systems, and you are a 400 qualified leg. How do you put systems?
So, well, me personally, I lost 20 pounds on the system. And so it's awesome. More so who wants to lose weight. So it's kind of just a weight loss journey. And I know that it works, and I have a before and after. But even if you don't have your own pictures, you can always use other people's pictures. So it might just be something simple as a post saying, hey, does anybody want to lose 20 to 30 pounds? And just leave it simple. Like, do not go into it works is going to help you. No, just say, does anybody on my timeline want to lose 20 or 30 pounds? And have them post the exact same status. And even the people who like it, you can just send them an inbox that says, hey, thank you so much for the love on my post. Do you know somebody who wants to lose 20 to 30 pounds, or are you looking to lose some weight yourself? And then from there, you can go in, use Product Coach. Product Coach spells out everything, not just Product Coach, but then also your It Works. Actually, if you go itworks.com/system, it gives the full outline of the system, and you can legit copy and paste it and tell them what it is. And then you can go into closing. You just have to be really confident in your ability. If you really believe that they can lose weight in the system, they're going to believe you. But make sure that you're also going along your journey as well. I think that's key. You have to be using something. They have to see you using some type of product.
And that brings up my very last question in all seriousness.
Yeah.
You've talked a lot about the importance of auto ship. Tell me why you feel it's important for a distributor to run an 80 BV auto ship.
So for me, auto ship is the law. It is, because I'm telling you, sometimes my auto ship was my last $100 in my pocket. But I knew that running my auto ship, I'm talking about like pretty much could have put my account in the negative. but I knew I had a box of wraps coming, and I knew I was serious about building this business. And so whether I had 1 box or 2 boxes, that 4 wraps does not mean just have 4 wraps. 4 wraps means I have $100. And I have the potential to build my business, whether it's a new business partner or a new customer. So if I'm serious about really becoming a millionaire, I have to be building my business every single month. And if I'm not running an auto ship, 1, I can't tell other people to run an auto ship. 2, I'm not using any product. And then, so I'm not creating a story for myself. And 3, I don't have any wraps. So how in the world am I making wrap cash and getting results and loyal customers if I'm not putting the wrap on people? And that was my philosophy. So for me, it's imperative. You cannot tell people about these products if you're not using them. You can't fall in love with these products if you're not using them. And every month, what I would do is I would rotate the product that I was using. So I have people start off with the greens and a box of wraps. And then I don't care, even if you have a wrap award, that's awesome. That's amazing. That just means you're supposed to wrap extra people, or you can wrap yourself and make your own story. But then I would change it, and I would do a box of wraps and hair, skin, and nails. So now I have hair, skin, and nails pictures to share with people when people ask about hair, skin, and nails. And now I have the cleanser, and so it allowed me to create my own journey through It Works. Like, we're not product pushers. And the only way you're not a product pusher is if you know what the products are about. Somebody might say, hey, have you used that? And if you're new, you can honestly say, no, not yet, but I'm excited about using it, and it's coming on my next order, but you can't say that if you're not running an auto ship. So it's the law to me. It really is. And for me, it just makes sense, because when it comes to your fast starts, your cabs later on in life, you're going to want it to be the law on your team. And then you also want your team using and falling in love with the product. So
I love that. That's so good. Thank you. Oh, that was so good, Rachel. You are such an inspiration, girl. Man, you can tell that you worked hard. You had confidence. Your confidence, I could tell from the beginning to now, you had confidence in yourself, confidence in the product, confidence that you are going to become a millionaire. Have you hit Millionaires Club yet?
Not yet, but it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it is. We are cheering you on to Millionaires Club, cheering you on to Ambassador. I'm so proud of you. You are truly an inspiration. Thank you so much for taking the time to pour into us tonight.
I know I'm like super crazy, but yeah.
No, you're awesome. We loved it. Love you, team. I know you loved this. Before you all blow me up, yes, it was recorded. I got to get it from John's phone. I have like 2 Zoom things going on here because, I don't know. My computer is tweaking. But it's recorded. And then team, last thing, tomorrow, our Newbie to Ruby just finished. So make sure if you are not following along with Newbie to Ruby, you get on it, read through the last 14 days, posts and tips. Today was day 14. Thank you, Krista and Stacy, for doing that. And we're having our team Facebook work from home opportunity event Thursday. I just created the link. I'll be posting it on the team page. That is it. Love you guys. Hope everyone has a good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.